So we've all dreamt about it, that day when we get the phone call from the lottery agency telling us that we have won the Division 1 prize pool. Now, at the moment, the Powerball jackpot is sitting at $80 million. But what do you actually do when you get that phone call? What happens? How long does it take for you to get the money? And then once you've got the money, what are you going to do with it? As always, all the information in my videos should be considered general information only. It's not to be considered financial advice. So first things first, once you have your ticket and the draw's been done, if you are the Division 1 winner, what will happen is you will receive a phone call from the lottery agency advising you that you have just won the $80 million. Now, this is obviously going to be a life-changing phone call. Your emotions are going to be going absolutely off the charts. Now, the number one thing to do during this period is to tell absolutely no one. I mean, you don't want to tell your friends, your family. You want to keep this to yourself as best as you possibly can do. So the less people that know about this, the better it is going to be and the safer it is going to be for you in the long run. So as soon as you get that call, do not jump on Twitter and go,
"Hey guys, just won the lotto. You can all go and f yourself."
No, you do not want to do that. Do not quit your job. Do not make any rash decisions. Just chill and relax as best you can. You're probably not going to sleep for a few days, but hey, just chill out and do not tell a soul. So once you have the lottery agent on the phone, you want to ask them if you can collect the prize in a trust. Now, the reason you want to collect it in a trust with this amount of money is to basically save on tax when you go to invest the money down the line. Now, here in Australia, when you claim the lottery prize, you do not pay tax on receiving the lottery prize. But once that prize hits your account and you start earning interest, you of course are going to pay tax on any interest that you earn. So you've won the lotto. What happens next? Now, for you to actually go and claim the prize, you need to go to the nearest capital city, to the head office of the lottery agency, provide all sorts of details, and then once you've done that, you have to wait 14 days before you get any of that money. So you're gonna have a bit of time to think about what you're gonna do with the money, think about how you're going to invest it, and there's a couple of things during this period that you're gonna need to do. So during this period, you wanna think about what you want your life to look like. I mean, you've got $80 million, you're gonna have more choices than you've ever had in your entire life, and more choices than the 99% of the population in the world. So think about how you want your day-to-day life to look once you've received that $80 million in your account. The other thing to do during this 14-day period is think about whether you want to manage this money yourself. Now, I would highly recommend that you manage it yourself, because as soon as you hand it off to financial advisors and planners, you're going to open yourself up to a whole world of risk and potentially lose if you do not know what you're doing. If you don't know how to manage money and you don't know how to invest, use this time to educate yourself on some smart, safe investments that are going to generate income for you in the long run. A couple of other things to do during this time period is find a trusted accountant. I would even hesitate to go to the accountant that you already know. Go and find someone that is totally not linked to you in any way. You want to find a great accountant that's going to help you manage your tax obligations in the future. And the second thing is you want to go out and find a lawyer. Now, a lawyer is going to help protect the assets that you now have. Now, when you go and ringing around finding these accountants and these lawyers, do not ring them and go, "Oh,
Hey, I just won the Powerball jackpot, $80 million I've now got in my account. I was just wondering if you're able to help me manage that."
No, do not tell anyone about this windfall. Do not mention it that you're a lottery winner. Do not mention anything about $80 million. Just mention that you're looking for someone to help you manage your tax obligations and you're looking for someone to help manage your legal and protect the assets that you now have. Just please do not tell anyone about this. I can't stress that enough. Now, 14 days have passed. You've got $80 million in your bank account. What do you do now? Now, the first thing is pay down any debts that you have. Big, small, whatever it is, pay off the home loan, pay down your credit card. Just make sure you are debt-free. Now, the second thing is don't make any sudden lifestyle adjustments. Personally, I wouldn't go and quit my job, at least not right away. Don't go start telling people that what you really think about them. Just avoid going out and buying the biggest mansion that you can find, blowing money on Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all that sort of stuff. Now, the first investment I would recommend making is invest in something that's going to just pay and replace the salary that you were making in your current job. Now, regardless of whatever happens with the other money, you're gonna at least have this investment that's gonna pay you a regular income as if you were always working. Some quick maths for you. $80 million invested at 5% per annum is gonna pay you over $333,000 a month before tax. I mean, what are you gonna do with 300 grand a month? Like, I mean, there's some ways to spend it, but I mean, it is a ridiculous amount of money. So with that in mind, what you want to do is the investment options that you make, you want to look for income generating investments rather than growth investments. Now, income generating investments are going to be safe things like government bonds, ETFs, and my favorite, real estate. Now, ideally, what you want to do is invest most of that $80 million. In fact, ideally, you don't want to touch the $80 million. You want to just live off the interest of that money, so that 80 million is always going to sit there and you're just going to spend and live off the interest. I mean, 300 grand a month. You don't even have to touch the 80 mil, just the 300. Oh my God. I need this fucking win, bro. Now, the last tip I'll give you on how to increase your chances of winning the lotto is by smashing the like button. And that's all we have time for today's video. Until next time, thank you for watching. I'll catch you soon.